Hi, I'm Vera. I'm a 4-time survivor and the founder of the nonprofit Breast Cancer Goddess and the for-profit The Cancer Goddess. And I'm here to educate you about spiritual, mental, and physical healing in regards to cancer. So please enjoy this programming. Hello, everybody. Welcome to fasting. And I'm here to answer any questions you might have about fasting or about what we're going to be doing when we're fasting. We have about 10 people now on a group fast, and hopefully they last because it gets like, by the middle of the week, they're like dropping out or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this every month. So if you're someone who's like, I'm curious about fasting, I'm curious about learning about the details of fasting, then please, come on. You don't have to do the whole thing. You don't have to do I have to do the whole week. No. You can just do, honestly, whatever you can, because you got to build up the muscle of fasting. You cannot just jump, you're just saying, oh, I just want 6-pack abs, right? I just want a 6-pack of abs overnight. No, that's not how it happens. You have to go to the gym. You have to look at what you're eating. You have to modify a lot. And that's exactly what we do in the fasting world. And we learn how to navigate fasting. Hey, Aaron. Let me know if you have any questions about fasting. But we're starting on Sunday, and we're going to go Sunday to Sunday. And Sunday is more like an introduction day. You're not expected to fast that day. It's more like this is the preparation for the fast. And then we really start going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you do what you can when you can, honestly. And, fasting has been a savior for me, as you guys know. If have been part of this platform for a while, that you know that I healed stage 4 cancer. Hey, Anna. Anna's going to come with us fasting, right? Anna's going to come fasting with us, and I'm excited about that. But I have healed stage 4 cancer multiple times. And this is one of the secrets of, beyond, mental and other physical, such as diet, is really important after you fast. Like, what do you eat after you fast? And how do you fast? How do you get into a fast? And that's how we talk about. We go from beginning, middle, and end. And now I have been fasting now for a couple of years during this cancer journey. And I mean, my doctors are just like flabbergasted. They just are just like, how did she recover from something that they usually give people 3 to 6 months to live? And when I was given that diagnosis, because, in 2019, I had breast cancer, bilateral breast cancer. And then in 2021, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And then in 2023, I was diagnosed with a brain cancer that took over my whole brain. And the cancer got into the meninges of my brain, so the folds of the brain. So it was especially problematic. And that's why the Western medicine peeps, they didn't really have a good solution. They weren't like, oh, we're just going to radiate you and give you more chemo. And no, they, sure, they said we're going to give you a whole brain radiation and just pray. But really, there was not a good solution. When you have breast cancer, they're like, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, then you're going to go hormone blockers, and you're going to survive forever. Well, no, that was not the case in my situation. Yes, initially when I had bilateral breast cancer and they removed the breast and gave me full chemo and all those things, and they're like, it's going to be fine. And it wasn't actually. No, the cancer travels and it went up into my cerebellum and lodged itself in my cerebellum. And then it took over my brain. So these things do happen. And so how did I come to fasting? Well, I learned about it from a friend. And initially, actually, she was my client, one of my clients, because I do coaching for people one-on-one, if that's ever an interest for you. And then I learned about it. That planted the seed from somebody I was working with. And then I met a naturopathic doctor, and when I was in Miami dealing with the aftermath of the brain tumor. And so I would just pick her brain and I would learn from her, and she would just teach me all this stuff about how to heal cancer, because I was just more open to learning about how to heal from the major surgery that I just had. So I was into learning. I was just into learning how is it not going to come back? And then of course, God has a sense of humor, and it did come back. It came back with a vengeance, and it took over the folds of the brain. And, as I said, they did not have a good solution. They did not have a good solution for me. So I called up this naturopathic doctor. And I said, what do I do? What do I do? I'm just so scared. I'm so scared, because they were like, you're going to die. Pretty much. They're like, no, they didn't say that. I mean, they don't tell you that, but they're like, this is really serious. Like my radiation oncologist was like, don't Google it, because it's really bad. And if you Google it right now, feel free to Google it. It's leptomeningeal disease. So when cancer gets into the leptomeninges of your brain, which is the folds of the brain, it's like muy bad, like really, really bad. And so my neurologist was really, really, really worried, and my radiation oncologist was really worried. And I was also blamed, at this time by some doctors, because I went off of my estrogen drug, because I didn't feel like I needed that estrogen drug anymore, because they took out my ovaries. And I'm like, I don't really want to be on another pharmaceutical. I just was like really done with all pharmaceutical stuff. And so I was also getting blamed, but I learned that it wasn't because I got off of my estrogen, but they were assuming that was the reason why I got the cancer again. So then what was I going to do? What would you do? Would you just follow blindly the Western medicine, or would you be the CEO of your own health? So I was like the CEO of my own health. And I called up my naturopath, and I was like, what do I do? And she's like, send me the scans, send me the information that you have, and we can talk about it. And so I did. I sent her the information, and I sent her the scans. And you know what she said to me? She said, stop eating and start fasting. And I was like, what? I was like, how is that going to help with cancer? And I didn't really ask her that. I didn't ask her. I was just like, whatever you think, because she has done this so many times. She has helped so many people heal from cancer, like really aggressive cancer, stage 4 cancer in all body parts. She even worked with someone who healed himself. I know, fasting is king. Yes, May. Yes, May. She even healed somebody who 8 months this person fasted, and he healed his cancer. And so I was not scared. I was just kind of perplexed. Like, what are we doing here? And what she told me was this: drink green juice. Okay, so that's what I have everybody start off with. I have everybody start off with green juice that has no sugar. No sugar. And it's very simple. It's super simple. It's just basically celery, cucumber, garlic, lemon, turmeric. I mean, just no sugar. You don't really get a lot of bang for your buck with spinach or kale, just FYI. But you do get a lot of bang for your buck, because there's a lot of water in celery, and there's a lot of water in cucumber. And so that's what I started doing. And do I like juicing? No, I actually don't. I don't really enjoy juicing. I only do juicing when I'm doing an infusion, which is Tuesday. So that's why I'm bringing people with me to do the journey so they can do it on their own too. But it's honestly way more fun to do it with friends. And that's what we are. We're a community, and we all get together and we like support each other, because it's not easy. I understand that it's not. And you need that support. You need that, like, you can do this, girl, you got this, And so for me, I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody around who was doing this with me. I was on a course by myself, and I just did it. I did it for 30 days. I just green juice. And then when I just felt like I needed more, like at that point. Some people just keep going until she says, juice until the cancer's gone. That's what happens. Juice until the cancer's gone. Some people have gone months and months and months and months. And the thing is, you will not starve. You will not starve because your body is getting all the nutrients, the very, very amazing nutrients from the juice. You're getting all the nutrients. So you're not starved of food. I mean, you're not starved of nutrients. You're getting it from the juice. And obviously, the more herbs you put in, the better. The more herbs like garlic and turmeric and ginger and other things, like, you can put lemon in there. I think I already said that. Lemon. And what else did I enjoy putting in there? She said you could put a few blueberries in there, like organic blueberries, to just like help with the taste. And you can put a few, like some green apple, but that's the only fruit that you can do. And I would recommend doing that at the beginning of the fast rather than in the middle of the fast. Start off with the low glycemic index fruits like blueberries and the green apple, and make sure it's organic. That's really important. So I went forth and I did 30 days, and it was amazing. And I documented every day, guys, of my fast. And it's all on my Instagram and my TikTok. So if you're just like, what? How is that going for her? Well, it's all there, because every day became like a spiritual experience. Obviously the first week was probably the hardest, but then it became like a spiritual experience, and you felt really connected to everything. You felt really connected to plants and animals and God. You felt really connected to God. But it takes time to get there, and it may not happen for you this time. But if you keep fasting with us, eventually you're going to have that, because you're going to do longer fasts. Because right now, this is the training ground. I'm helping you train for the marathon. And so I did 30 days, and then I did another 37 days on broths, juices, fat, healthy fats, like coconut oil. I mean, I would just like down the, not the liquid coconut oil. That's gross. It was just like very high end coconut oil, because my body just like craved fat. So I would do that. Seeds and I would put seeds like flax seeds into my broths, and I was camping. Honestly, I was not at home very much. So I would do like instant broth that my naturopath would die if she knew what I was doing. But I can't keep up with her standard. Her standard is like fresh juice every day, like the Max Gerson therapy, kind of like every day they give you like a lot of juice. If you don't know about the Gerson therapy, it's like a very, very powerful way to heal cancer. And usually people go to Mexico, and they do the whole process, and they give them fresh juice like 13 times a day, and you have to drink it like right away. I can't say that I did that. I'd make juice and I'd put it in my backpack cooler, and maybe like 2 days later I drink it, so I am a lazy juicer, guys. I am not like anything to write home about. And so, yeah, I mean, I went a total of 67 days to heal my brain cancer. And then I almost died because I tried to integrate food and integrate again, but I did it in the Dominican Republic. And if you guys know anything about the Dominican Republic, the microbiome of the food in the Dominican Republic is completely different than the microbiome here. And people said to me, oh, I would think that it's cleaner and purer. I mean, yeah, perhaps, but the sprays are different, right? The sprays are different, and my body could not handle that. I mean, I remember I juiced a lime, and that led me to total I got total food poisoning, and I was like in bed, and I was like sweating, and I was skinny, and I was trying to learn Spanish. Oh my God, it's amazing that I made it out of that place alive. Even I remember being on the plane, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was with my kids, and I think I was at that point, I was just so focused on getting back to the States and getting my kids home. That's all I was getting. I was operating. And then the minute like my kids got home and safely, I was rushed to the hospital. And then that's when they put me on IV for malnutrition, because I had become malnutritious. So of course we're not going to go there, right? We're going to stay very nutritious, and we're only doing a week. I mean, that's right. You're not doing 70 days. You're not doing 80 days, 90 days. Like, by the time I started integrating food again, I think it was like at 80 days or something. I don't know. I can't remember. That time was very traumatic for me. And it's a lot to even bring up right now. The bottom line is I have now fasted once a month for over 2 years. Has it started out with a week of fasting? No, it started out with 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I had to acclimate myself back to fasting again, because fasting had become that whole experience had become so traumatic for me that I had to get back into it. So at this point, we're doing a week, and you don't have to do a week. Okay. You do not have to do a week. You can do 1 day, 2 days, but at least come and learn. All right. Because this is the stuff that saves your life. There's so much science behind it. And I provide a lot of videos about the science. And of course, again, you have a community. You have people that you can connect to when you're like, oh my God, I can't do this right now. I'm done, or whatever's going on in your head. Feelings are not facts, right? Like, I'm so hungry, but that's a mindset. If you just keep drinking juice, you have unlimited juice all the time. You can just drink all day. You can just sit and drink the whole day if you want. And there's no regulation around the juice. You just drink and drink and drink, because if your body is craving and hungry, it means it's craving nutrients, right? And that's what the juicing is. The juicing is juicing in. And I highly recommend supplementation during the fast. And I can recommend different supplementation that is really powerful during the juicing. And I can also recommend exercise. That's really powerful. When you're fasting, exercise is supercharged and cancer killer. Because again, you're going through this process where you're shedding and detoxing the bad cells, right? And then you're also detoxing the chemicals out of your body. So if you've done chemo, if you've done radiation, if you've done immunotherapy, these and pharmaceuticals, these all can have toxic effects in the body and can cause secondary cancers. That's why on a chemo bag, there's like a warning sign. And I don't know if you remember, if you guys have gone through chemotherapy here, but the nurses look like they're like ready for like a nuclear bomb or something. They cover their whole body up with gloves, and you're like, yeah, this shit's poison, right? Just to be real. So that stuff's going in your body, and that stuff can like just sit there and then cause other issues. So our job is to really clean the body out. So you can do that through many ways. Also, there's many supplements that help you clean it out. And also coffee enemas, Epsom salt baths, chlorella, activated charcoal, Zendocrine, which is a combination of cilantro and other cleansing oils for your castor oil packs. These are all really great things to clean you out. There's no one way to detox, right? But fasting is the king of all detox. And if you are already a really established faster, take it to the next level. Try doing a water fast. So that's what I do. I do a water fast, but I don't lead you guys through a water fast because that is for the experienced faster. But if you've been doing this for a while, like my friend Marilyn, she should be coming with us. I will encourage her to maybe do a water fast. But most people are just, this is just beginning their journey, right? You're just beginning your journey. You're just being like, oh, how am I going to get through one day, right? Okay. You'll get through one day, trust me. And you're going to feel so good. You know, people are like, oh, Vera, your skin is so good. I can't believe you're 45. I can't either, guys. I'm like, I feel flattered when people are like, oh, you're like 30. And I'm like, no, I'm 45. And this is the best thing for your skin. It reduces like fine lines and wrinkles, right? It reduces fine lines and wrinkles. Like, who doesn't want that? It's the best skincare in the world. Because you're detoxing on a very powerful level. You're doing a crazy detox also for your liver. And your liver is where that stores all the toxic junk that you've been putting in your body, or that your oncologist has been putting in your body for months and months or years. And you know, this stuff builds up. So fasting is the most efficient way to get rid of that. Get rid of that. And you learn about other techniques as well. Yes, 51 here, no Botox ever. Yes, and May does intermittent fasting. Fasting mimicking diet, if you ever want to learn about that. And so that is not as extreme as just a juice fast, because you are still eating, but also mimicking fasting. So it's very interesting if you ever had questions for her. But yeah, I look forward to working with you guys. I'm going to put a link up there with our form if you'd like to join us. It's all donation based, so it'd be great to have you. We start Sunday, so this is really the last day that you can come into the party, because I have to make the schedule. So thank you guys for coming in tonight. I love you all, and I hope you're following my story about. I hope you're following my story about being called out for riding the pole and doing headstands. I'm like the bad girl. I got called out. They called me yesterday. I actually recorded the conversation. I don't know if that's like a bad thing, but the woman was super nice. Like I didn't ask her name. Oh, thank you. I didn't ask her name or anything. I just like had a conversation with her, and she was almost like laughing at the situation. She's like, so I heard that there is pole riding. Did you ride the pole? And I was like, yes. Good night. Yes, I did ride the pole, and yes, I did do a handstand. She's like, okay, well, that's a little problematic, or whatever she said. Anyway, I put that in my my latest reel, and you can see all the follow-up about pole dancing, Ivy pole dancing, and riding the IV, right? Riding the pole, and that's what I got caught. Did I think I was going to get caught? No, I didn't think I was going to. I was behind a curtain, so it was not intentional, you know. But I feel kind of sad now that I cannot ride the pole or do headstands. But I still dance with the pole. Hopefully, I don't know. They might be like, no more dancing with the pole. I'll be like, no. All right, guys, have a beautiful evening. Thanks for coming. Thank you for watching or listening to this educational program. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and also my Substack, which is @thecancergoddess. We will have lots more programming, lots more interviews that will help you enrich your mind, body, and spirit in the face of cancer. Thank you.